Fill your glasses up and put your headphones in, because it's time for Off the Script. And all you fucking goons and assholes, get in line and hit subscribe, because it's time for Off the Script. Hit the like button and share it around. You can even pull your fucking pants down, because it's time for Off the Script with JD from New York 206, because it's time for Off the Script, because it's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. And this is the number one fucking podcast in your subscription boxes right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Episode 138, part number 2 for your Saturday, October 8th, 2016. Bunch of stuff to go over with you guys today. We are going to literally go over everything involving this Goldberg, Brock Lesnar saga. We're going to go over all the big pieces of news that are available to everybody as far as this story goes, man. So do not go anywhere if you guys are interested in hearing this. Does WWE have Brock Lesnar's WrestleMania opponent already picked out for the reasons that they might be giving us Lesnar vs. Goldberg at the Survivor Series, man? All that plus so much more on this very episode. Thank you guys so much for yesterday's video, man. I'm glad you enjoyed my little funny rant. I tried to make it as entertaining as possible for you guys, and I'm glad you guys liked it. YouTube, I know, is fucking up. Bear with me. It is not my fault, man. If you missed Off the Script, link will be down in the description below, so make sure you please go check up on that and everything else that I uploaded, man. YouTube has been fucking miserable all week, man. I don't know what's going on. They didn't push to Twitter. They didn't push to sub boxes. They didn't push to emails. It's all fucked up right now, man. It's very frustrating as a content creator, but I am going to continue doing what I'm doing, and hopefully something will break and we'll get back to normal, man. Even the subs, you know, I was gaining 130, 140 subs a day. Now I'm down to like fucking 30, 40 subs a day, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it is all fucked up right now in the land of YouTube. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, JD from NY206. You guys know the deal with Patreon, man. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you guys want to pledge to the podcast, if you enjoy what you hear, obviously never an obligation, but it's always there if you guys want to be generous and support the podcast on a monthly basis, man. Go on there, read the mission statement. And a lot of you have been asking me, JD, I see some comments in the comment section that were well before the video went live. That's because Patreons get early access to Off the Script, man. So if you're a Patreon and you want to pledge, you're going to get this very podcast plus everything else for early access. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. If you guys don't want to donate to the Patreon, man, Barbershop Window is the next best way to help the show out and help the channel and help the podcast out. We are an official partner with Barbershop Window, pro wrestling tees and 1 hour tees, man. The best fucking quality t-shirts in the market for wrestling paraphernalia. That is barbershopwindow.com. All you got to do is go to the website, use the search bar, type in Off the Script, and you'll be taken right to my online shop. 6 different t-shirts, $19.99. They ship worldwide, so no matter where you are going to get your very own Off the Script t-shirt. Make sure you guys keep an eye on Wrestle Rumble. They do have a Hell in a Cell pick'em coming up. I will let you guys know about all the information as we get closer to Monday Night Raw's next exclusive pay-per-view. WrestleCrate.com, and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. Use the coupon code JDSentMe for an instant 10% off your first purchase. That's for the regular crate and the ultimate crate. And if you guys want to sign up for the Loot Crate, man, you got until the middle of October. You got till the middle of October. Use the link that I provide down below and use the coupon code JD from NY for 10% off You're going to save money on Loot Crate, man. WWE Slam Crate is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be the first crate by these guys. It's an official WWE licensed product, so you know it is going to be fucking beast. Make sure you guys do that and save 10% off. JD from NY 206, or JD from NY is the code, man. Without the 206, it's JD from NY. And that's all I got for that, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to talk about this news. Let's get into the Brock Lesnar situation with Bill Goldberg, Survivor Series, Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, WrestleMania 33, this entire fucking saga. What is going on as regards Bill Goldberg and Shane McMahon and Brock Lesnar, man? What's going on with this? Let's talk about it. Has the WWE already chosen an opponent for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33? Now, if you guys have been listening to me, if you guys have been watching me here on YouTube, and I uploaded the video right before the Smackdown review on my channel, we discussed that various sources within the wrestling industry have stated that Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar will be taking place at the Survivor Series this November. But a lot of people are asking the question, well, if Goldberg and Lesnar is happening at the Survivor Series, what does that mean for both men come WrestleMania? And the WWE, as far as reports go from Dave Meltzer, they already know what's happening with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. They have his opponent already picked out. Now, I made the video, I broke the news as fast as I could on Tuesday night. Goldberg was on ESPN. He mentioned nothing about solidifying a deal with the WWE. But this is my take on it. I think what WWE is doing here, this is probably going to be in the reports, man. Everything that I pull for you guys, I do not read. I read it along with you guys as if I'm reading it for the first time, because some of you guys might be reading it for the first time, man. Most of the news I take, I do not read beforehand. I pull it, I see the title, I decide whether it's big enough to talk about or not. So that's how I do it. I do not read any of this stuff beforehand. Only if it's like incredibly fucking huge, monumental, fucking groundbreaking news do I read it. But if it's something like this, which I kind of know the answer to, I don't want to have my opinion kind of match that. I want to get my opinion out first before I read these news articles for you guys right here on Off The Script, if that makes any fucking sense to you whatsoever. But what I was thinking here, now, we all know the game is coming out on Tuesday. I will be getting it. I have the NXT edition pre-ordered, which comes with a Finn Balor statue, the NXT edition with the hardcover, and you got Nakamura, Apollo Crews, Nia Jax as downloadable characters immediately out of the box, whereas everybody else who buys the standard edition of the game is going to have to wait till the springtime to play as those guys. And being that I'm going to be heavily involved with Universe Mode, I want Nakamura, I want Nia Jax, I want Apollo Crews for my Universe Mode, man, because it's going to make it all that much better. But with the game coming out on Tuesday, WWE obviously is making a push for this to happen. Goldberg's relationship with the WWE was, I wouldn't say completely repaired, but it was on that road to recovery with this 2K deal. 2K got Goldberg as a pre-order bonus. Or they're giving us Goldberg as a pre-order bonus. And they were the ones who orchestrated this deal. They put a name out there, they want to get them, and they bring them on board. Same thing with the Warrior, same thing with Sting. Same thing with Hogan. And now it's Goldberg. Who knows who it's going to be next year? It might be Kurt Angle next year. I have no fucking idea. I honestly have no idea. But it's always someone big. Because big names, obviously, are going to sell more copies and get more traction in the media. Goldberg is that name this year. Now, Vince McMahon obviously has his hand in everything regarding WWE. This deal, this partnership, this inclusion in the game would have never happened if Vince McMahon did not sign off on it and give it the thumbs up. If he did not give it the okay. So, right then and there, that is step one. Now, Goldberg has been on record saying that he hasn't spoken a word to Vince McMahon. He hasn't seen Vince McMahon face to face since WrestleMania 20. And you guys know what happened on that fabled night with Brock Lesnar. So, McMahon okayed this deal. The reason why this rumor which I'm stating it right now, it's only a rumor until confirmed by WWE. I'm hearing other sources that Vince McMahon is actually really fucking pissed off at Jim Ross for leaking this news via his Twitter, saying that he has reliable sources in his camp that know that this deal is already a done deal and that this match might be taking place at the Survivor Series. So there's rumors going around that Vince McMahon is pissed off at Jim Ross for leaking this Bill Goldberg news. But the game is only one reason. And obviously that's a smart move. It's smart for WWE. It's smart for business. Not only for the gaming side of things and for social media, but bringing in Goldberg for the Survivor Series, this is a dead fucking pay-per-view. Obviously, the WWE, they're going back to the fucking well, and they're getting names from past, and they're trying to generate interest by using a well-known name instead of building homegrown talent or showcasing homegrown talent. But at this point, can you blame them? Can you honestly blame the WWE for putting a Bill Goldberg ahead of a Bray Wyatt? Can you honestly blame them for putting a Bill Goldberg ahead of, I don't know, somebody else, a Kevin Owens, you know, or a Dean Ambrose? You guys want the cold, hard fucking truth? Those names do not sell. They're not going anywhere. We love them. I love me some Bray Wyatt, but he's a fucking loser. I love me some Dean Ambrose, but he's a fucking loser. I love me some Kevin Owens, but honestly, he's not going to generate interest in a product. And you have to do what's best for business. This is the cold, hard fucking truth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For everybody that's proclaiming, oh, I don't want to see this match. I don't give a fuck about Bill Goldberg coming back. I don't want to see him versus Brock Lesnar. The first time was fucking terrible. What's going to be so different this time? WWE has no other choice. They have no other choice. They have no other talent that's generating interest. Look at the fucking ratings. Look at the fucking product. Now, I'm not blaming it solely on the fucking talent. I'm blaming it on WWE. I'm blaming it on Vince. I'm blaming it on Dunn. I'm blaming it on fucking creative. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, man. What is that line that Tommy Boy says? You know? You got your head so far up a fucking butcher's ass, you know what the fucking kind of steak he's eating for dinner, or some shit like that. These guys got each one of their fucking heads up each other's asses. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. They are completely clueless to the overall product and what people want. They're clueless to what their audience wants. They don't know how to run a fucking company, at least creatively. Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on with Monday Night Raw. That is a prime example that WWE does not know what to do. They haven't built new stars. They're neglecting half of their fucking roster. They don't know what the fuck they're doing week in and week out. So obviously they're going to rely on a Goldberg or a Lesnar or a Rock. And this is why the rumors are going around already that the Royal Rumble is in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Immediately as soon as that was announced, who do you think the WWE's going after? They want Michaels and Austin a part of the Royal Rumble. That ain't fucking happening. That is not fucking happening, man. You think Michaels and Austin are gonna come back to be in the Rumble? Please. I have a better fucking chance of having a threesome with Eva Lise and the fucking ring announcer from Lucha Underground, man. Not gonna happen. Melissa Santos, not gonna happen. Seriously. This is WWE's mindset, man. Instead of building from within properly, they're reaching to the outside and reaching out to their connects. You know, Lesnar and The Rock and Austin and Michaels and all these other fucking guys, you know? They'll bring in a Kurt Angle. Or they'll go out and fucking snatch up Matt Hardy when he's available and Jeff Hardy. All these other guys that are well-known names in WWE. Wait till CM Punk even remotely shows interest, if he does ever, in coming back. He's going to come in and he's going to be placed right on top of everybody else, just like every other fucking alum. This is what WWE does. This is what WWE does. And I ask you, do they have any other choice? They don't. They don't have another choice, man. With the game coming out, the fucking sinking ratings faster than the fucking Titanic. They have no other choice. On top of that, Survivor Series is a dead concept. It's been dead for decades. Hasn't been relevant since the 1990s. Dead. They don't fucking utilize the Survivor Series in a way that the Survivor Series should be utilized, man. They're not paying homage to what made us fucking gather around the television on Thanksgiving night or Thanksgiving Eve. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't give a fuck about that, man. The Survivor Series is like a fucking Backlash. Like an Armageddon or one of these other fucking pay-per-views. Hell in a Cell. You know? It's worthless. It is absolutely worthless. How it is even still part of the Big Four is fucking mind-boggling to me. They don't give a fuck about it. They don't give a fuck about the concept. It's a dead concept. It's a dead instead of revitalizing the Survivor Series and making it relevant again in modern day WWE, they refuse to do anything with it. So why do you think we're seeing Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series? Because that match alone will sell Survivor Series pay-per-views. Simple. There's no other way around it, man. That's the cold, hard fucking truth. Another reason why this match is happening is because I honestly think both men want redemption. They want to get back in that ring and showed you what should have been done at WrestleMania 20. You know, I don't think Lesnar is going to sabotage a match. He's under a strict WWE deal. He's being paid more than anybody in the history of this company as an active performer. Merchandise excluding, just based on his WWE deal alone. People would fucking throw themselves at the mercy of Vince McMahon to even have a fifth of what Brock Lesnar is making in a year. Bill Goldberg has been on record saying time and time and time again he wants to wrestle in front of his sons, his kids. That alone, you know, Bill Goldberg isn't going to allow what happened at WrestleMania happen again at the Survivor Series. I think these guys are more mature. They're in a different point in their life. Goldberg wanted out. Lesnar wanted out. And it ended up being a shit show. This time it's going to be different. But it's going to be built as a special attraction, one-off. It's going to do big business. They're hyping the game. They're hyping Survivor Series because WWE doesn't fucking have anything planned for the concept whatsoever. The 4-on-4 is a dead, or 5-on-5 is a dead concept. Nobody's interested in it anymore. So they're using it for all these different reasons. And they need momentum because the product has zero right now. Can you blame them? No. Vince McMahon is doing what Vince McMahon needs to do to generate whatever interest in this company. Because right now it is fucking dead. Business and interest is dead. Pay-per-view buys are down. Ratings are down. House show figures are down. But yet, they're making more money now than they ever. But the ratings don't matter, according to Vince McMahon. They matter. They matter. When WWE has a bad rating, it's never talked about. It's only talked about in these dirt sheets. When WWE pops a big rating, they'll gloat about it all over Monday Night Raw. But the ratings don't matter. So they shouldn't matter if they're good or bad. But when they're good, they'll hype it up. When they're bad, nobody will utter a fucking word. Quiet as a fucking mouse in WWE. But that's why things are happening. Now, the other reason, before I get into these two articles, actually 3 articles about literally everything that Meltzer is talking about regarding Lesnar and Goldberg and McMahon, everything. Going over everything. I'm giving you guys my opinion first. Usually we do the article first and then my opinion, but I had a lot to say about this. Now, a lot of people are wondering, JD, what is going on with Goldberg if this is going to be a one-off? I don't see this happening at all. I don't see it happening at all. Okay? After this. It's one and done. Who's going to win? You're going to have Goldberg come in and you're going to have Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar? No. No, you're not going to have that happen. Goldberg is going to be used for a 6-month period from November till WrestleMania. He's going to have 2 matches and that's it. It's not like he's coming in and having a fucking 9-month reign as Universal Champion. It's not going to happen. or WWE champion. There's no reason for it to happen. Lesnar is going to beat Bill Goldberg if this does happen. Right now, it's looking likely that it'll happen. Everybody's fucking talking about, but right now, it is still merely a rumor. Lesnar will win. Lesnar will beat Goldberg. Goldberg will have a wrestling match in front of his kids. Everybody makes their money. WWE sells subscriptions and buys and all this other shit. The ratings will go up for a few weeks, being that Lesnar and Goldberg will probably need to appear on either Raw or Smackdown. I'm assuming Goldberg is going to be a hired gun for Shane McMahon, being that Lesnar is on Raw, and they need to tie that storyline in from Survivor Series, where Goldberg comes in and fights for Shane McMahon's honor after fucking Shane McMahon was F5'd at the hands of Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And Stephanie McMahon apologized to Paul Heyman, or Paul Heyman apologized, I guess, to Stephanie McMahon, and she accepted his apology. Meanwhile, he was grinning. Who the fuck knows what this guy's got planned? But all of this is going to tie together. It's going to be one and done. Lesnar and Goldberg will not cross paths again. Lesnar will win, because that's the right move. You're not going to have Lesnar built up as this fucking unstoppable beast and have Bill Goldberg come in here in one match and ruin that. Well, what is that going to do? It's going to be a waste of everything you did with Lesnar for what? Bill Goldberg, who's signing, what, a 2-match deal? Give me a break. Goldberg is not coming in to beat Lesnar. Lesnar will win, no question. So what does this mean for WrestleMania? Well, according to sources, Lesnar already has an opponent. You guys know how many times Vince McMahon jerks off at night at the thought of getting Dwayne Johnson and Brock Lesnar in the same ring at WrestleMania. Maybe that is what happens. Maybe. We don't know The Rock's schedule. We don't know if The Rock actually wants to come back and risk his fucking pretty face and his Hollywood fucking body in a match with Brock Lesnar. Because, you know, everybody that steps in the ring with Brock Lesnar, they either bruised, hurt, sore for weeks, bloodied, bludgeoned, you know? It's not a walk in the fucking park, man. You're not wrestling the Brooklyn Brawler over here. You're wrestling a legit fucking super athlete, you know? Mind you, he really doesn't do anything that makes himself come off as a super athlete, you know, suplex after suplex after suplex, you know, snore, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the deal. You guys know my gripe with Lesnar. I love Lesnar, but honestly, I do think he's boring in the ring. It needs to be amped up a little bit. Get rid of this fucking Suplex City shit and go in there and show me that you can actually fucking wrestle. Because we know he can. We know he can. What fun is it if he's going to go in there with every single fucking person that steps foot in the ring with him, he's going to fucking throw them around? It's not what people want to see, man. I want to see legit wrestling now. It's fucking tired. It's done. It's over with. Suplex City. Yeah, it's okay. You know, you got your point across after you fucking suplex Cena 16 times. Enough already. Give me a fucking wrestling match. The Rock and Lesnar had a great match at 2002 SummerSlam. That's what I want to see. Something along those lines. But we know Lesnar can wrestle. Maybe that's what WWE is doing. Maybe that's what they're setting up for. Now, I don't know. The other thing that I know I read months ago is that WWE might be planning, and it could still happen. This could very well happen according to storyline, man. If Lesnar beats Goldberg, Shane McMahon's going to have no choice but to say, you know what? I hired this guy to get my fucking revenge, and he lost. You know? Never hire somebody else to do a job when I can do it better myself. Shane McMahon might be wrestling Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Now, I don't know how well that's going to come off. You know? I don't know how many people are going to be interested in seeing Brock Lesnar versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 33 after we got Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker. I mean, it wasn't a fucking barn burner, and it was nothing more than a big spot off the top of the cage. But I think Lesnar in a traditional match situation or a hardcore match, given that Shane McMahon is balls to the wall and will do anything to fucking be leaps and bounds better than anybody on a given night, who knows what we might see, man. It might be good. It might be good, but that's where they might go with this. Shane hires Goldberg. Goldberg loses. He's pissed off that Goldberg lost. Now he's got to do it himself. And he issues the challenge. This guy couldn't do it. This big, bad, muscly, fucking car-loving freak couldn't do it, Goldberg. Now I got to do it. I want Lesnar. And they build towards that, following the Royal Rumble. I don't know. That's where my mindset is right now regarding all of this. Now, Another thing that I heard is that Vince McMahon is not all that excited for a Bill Goldberg return. I find this to be completely bullshit. There's no reason why Vince McMahon would okay the decision for Goldberg to be such a vital part of the game and the marketing scheme. There's no reason why Vince McMahon would allow Goldberg to go on ESPN on their segment with Jonathan Coachman if nothing was in the cards. They're throwing hints at you. Obviously, Vince wants it to happen. Vince needs it to happen at this fucking stage of the game. Because if you don't, you have absolutely nothing going into Survivor Series. Nothing. Goldberg, Lesnar needs to happen for the sake of WWE at Survivor Series, because they honestly, out of everybody, and it's a fucking damn shame I'm saying this, because they got the most talented fucking roster that they've ever had. They need it to happen because they have absolutely zero interest in their product right now. Goldberg and Lesnar will get everyone talking. And you know, when everyone is talking about WWE, Vince McMahon is in Stamford, Connecticut at the fucking Titan Tower, and he's grinning from ear to ear, man. He wants it. He loves the attention. He loves being on ESPN. He loves being talked about by local news outlets. It makes him feel important. Because right now, WWE is not important, man. It's fucking sinking and sinking and sinking each and every week. You can guarantee if this is where they're going, it is going to be announced within the coming weeks, man. After these fucking pay-per-views. What, Survivor Series is when? Middle of November? It's gonna be talked about. It's gonna be mentioned. It's gonna be mentioned. As soon as Smackdown ends their pay-per-view, man, within that week, between No Mercy and Hell in a Cell, guarantee you it's gonna be mentioned. It has to. Because these guys gotta be on TV. They gotta build to something. He's gotta have promos. The promos with Heyman and Goldberg and Lesnar. The stare downs. Get McMahon involved. Shane. Everything's gotta correlate. Everything's gotta plan out and be fleshed out. It's gonna happen. For the sake of WWE, it will happen. So I don't believe these rumors that Vince McMahon is not pleased or he's not excited about a Goldberg return. But that's where everything is, man. That's literally where everything is. And I got all these news articles. I'm going to go over them. For you. Why WWE is planning Lesnar vs. Goldberg for Survivor Series. Let's go over what Dave Meltzer is reporting. The Goldberg speculation has been running rampant for the better part of a year, increasing significantly when it was revealed he had come to an agreement with 2K for WWE 2K17 to appear in their newest game, though Brock Lesnar is on the cover. But the speculation reached new heights this week, leading to reports that Goldberg and Lesnar and a match between them is all but confirmed for the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Despite fierce competition from the National League Wild Card game, wrestling fans tuned in to Wednesday Night SportsCenter in waves, where Goldberg was the guest of Jonathan Coachman for his weekly wrestling segment. The coach asked all the right questions, but Goldberg did not provide a definitive answer about a return to the ring. He did mention Brock Lesnar as a potential opponent if he were to return, but claimed he had not spoken one word with Vince McMahon since departing from the WWE back in 2004. That doesn't necessarily mean there hasn't been any communication, because there clearly has been, like I mentioned already. Keep in mind that it was Triple H who helped facilitate arrangements with the likes of Sting, Ultimate Warrior, Bruno Sammartino, but the hope is that Goldberg was trying to throw a few people off his scent, even though many assumed he agreed to the ESPN segment to announce something significant, like a match with Brock Lesnar, for instance. It became clear that Goldberg was more interested in promoting 2K17 than revealing any concrete information about an actual return to the WWE, because they might not be where they are right now in negotiations. This happened a couple of days ago. They might be further along now, but who says that when Goldberg appeared on that segment with Jonathan Coachman, where they were in negotiations, the ink, pen hasn't reached the paper yet. It's all verbal. It's all being discussed. Plans are being discussed right now. It's up to Goldberg to finally say, you know what, let's do it. It's up to WWE to say, you know what, okay, we're in. So we might be further along now than we were when he sat down with Coach. So we really don't know yet. So obviously, the one thing he was going to do was talk about the 2K17 video game. According to the Daily Wrestling News website, that is part of the reason WWE officials are planning on Goldberg facing Lesnar at Survivor Series instead of at Wrestlemania. All because of the video game. Or it has at least a big part to do with why it's happening, because of the video game. The WWE is going all in with promotions for the video game, which comes out October 11th. I will be doing it on my channel. Make sure you guys are subbing and make sure you guys are checking it out. I got a lot of shit coming. A lot of creative bullshit coming, you know, career mode and universe mode, all that stuff. Look forward to that. Unboxing on Tuesday, hopefully, if I get my NXT edition. Survivor Series is the next major pay-per-view on the calendar. So WWE officials will look to bring Goldberg in to have a match and promote the game at the same time, rather than wait for WrestleMania, which would be too far down the road, and I don't think WWE has it in them to wait for something this big. Also, the game, if they wait till WrestleMania, that's when they start planning for the next game. They start scanning and they start getting ideas ready for the next game, and they start leaking information slowly starting at WrestleMania, man, as it turns over a new leaf on the WWE calendar. So if you wait till WrestleMania, you're going to promote a game that's already half dead in April when you could do it right now when the game comes out? That alone makes all the sense in the world. So keep that in mind as well. The other reason behind booking the match for November instead of the biggest show of 2017 is because WWE officials already have Lesnar's next opponents. Not one, but several opponents lined up, and they are unwilling to adjust. Previous reports indicate that Vince was pushing for Lesnar to face The Rock at WrestleMania 33, but the new leading candidate to face Lesnar is now Shane McMahon. The seeds for a Shane Lesnar program were planted, obviously, at SummerSlam with the intention of putting the two together, likely around Mania. The top three matches rumored for WrestleMania 33 continue to include Shane and Brock, Taker and Cena, and Triple H against Seth Rollins. Injuries forced the company to scramble and rebook on several occasions this past year, so anything could happen, but those are the plans as of now. It was not noted who the other opponents for Lesnar would be that WWE officials have penciled in, but the likeliest challengers remain Owens, Wyatt, Reigns, and perhaps Randy Orton again. None of which right there, besides Kevin Owens, am I interested in. I'm over the Wyatt deal. He's not important enough, and he hasn't been built up to a point where he's going to be believable. Reigns, we've seen it already. And Randy Orton, I don't want to see it again. You know, we've seen it at SummerSlam. You guys seen it at the house show in Chicago. Enough is enough. No more. It's over. It was an attraction. Lesnar was in UFC 200. They built it up. It was cross-promotion. That was it. It was nothing but a business move. Nothing but a business move. There has been a groundswell for Brock to face either Samoa Joe, like I mentioned this previously several times, Samoa Joe, because he's the most qualified for the job, or Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, some may agree, some may disagree with those names, that they're too old. Do they think WWE is going to push a 37-year-old Shinsuke Nakamura and a 37-year-old Samoa Joe against Brock Lesnar when they could put someone young in there like a Roman Reigns? Listen, it's not like Nakamura is going to fucking retire after WrestleMania 33, you know? It's not like Joe is going anywhere, man. These guys have many more years ahead of them. Many more years. It's like Lesnar and The Undertaker. You gave Lesnar the streak, right? Lesnar's not even fucking on TV half the year. But he was the most believable fucking one to take the streak. Samoa Joe and Nakamura are the two most believable guys to beat Brock Lesnar. There is nobody else on the active roster right now besides those two who are going to make it believable. Braun Strowman? No. No. I don't want to see that at all. I may take a fucking pen and stab my eye repeatedly, blinding myself in the process if that actually happens. We don't need it. Nobody wants to see it. Lesnar doesn't want it, I'm sure. It's a joke. So don't tell me Strowman. I don't want to hear it. I was going to say something witty, but I can't fucking get the thought out right now. Nobody wants to see it. But another thing here is, what happens to Goldberg at WrestleMania? Well, I would not be shocked if Goldberg goes one-on-one with Roman Reigns. You know? I could see it happening. It's been talked about. I don't know if Goldberg himself mentioned it, that he wanted to work with Roman Reigns. But I know it's been discussed. I know Goldberg's name and Roman Reigns have been paired in the same fucking sentence So I could certainly see that happening. I could certainly see Goldberg coming in and doing the job. One to Lesnar, and then one to put Roman Reigns even more over. As if they haven't given him enough. I could see it happen. But, let me go back to this fucking news article. Orton. Okay, Orton was the last thing we talked about. It's Wyatt, Owens, Reigns, Orton. There has been a groundswell for Brock to face either Joe or Nakamura, but those plans likely have been pushed back if they've even been discussed at all. You notice that Bill Goldberg's name wasn't mentioned as one of those marquee matches at WrestleMania. That's because as of now, it appears that the match with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series would be a one-time deal. That would indicate no rematch with Lesnar and no final send-off match at WrestleMania, aside from an expected induction into the Hall of Fame in 2017. Again, maybe it was Goldberg trying to throw people off, but during his interview with the coach, he said he preferred to train for the rest of the year before considering a return to the ring. That gave some people the impression that he'd either wrestle one final match at WrestleMania, and who could blame him? Survivor Series is less than 2 months away, so if he's not ready yet, he might not be ready for November at all. Vince McMahon has apparently felt for a while that a Lesnar-Shane match would draw better than Brock and Goldberg on the biggest stage. I don't know if I believe that statement. That's a little far-fetched if you ask me. You know? I understand Shane is great and all, and he's one of the best spot guys in the history of that fucking company, given his track record, but Brock vs. Goldberg, I don't know, man. That's a marquee WrestleMania type match. It was back in 2004, and it is going to be in 2016. That's a little out there to be making claims like that. So I don't know if I firmly believe that, but Vince is also the person who was surprised that Sting was so well received when he finally made his WWE debut. So there's a chance that may change his perception of characters he did not create. Well, of course Sting is going to get fucking received well. He's one of the fucking greatest wrestlers of all time. Give me a fucking break. What, he was going to come into WWE. He was going to be, people were going to be fucking sitting on their hands, not knowing who Sting is? Of course people know who fucking Sting is. Give me a break. Anyway, that's where WWE is right now for WrestleMania and their mindset about why this is happening. Now, as for Shane McMahon, it's pretty much the same thing. There really is no other news on it, and they talk about, you know, the whole story from SummerSlam leading into Survivor Series and then into WrestleMania. So, some fans are hoping for a Shane versus Lesnar match, and some are hoping that it won't happen at WrestleMania. Instead, Shane will bring someone like Nakamura or Joe. You know, Goldberg will fail, and then Shane McMahon will hire somebody else, and they get the job done. And we can end this fucking misery with Brock Lesnar and everybody. Oh, why is he undefeated? Why is he so dominant? This and that. Maybe that happens, but Vince wants his son against Lesnar. Of course, Nakamura and Lesnar have wrestled each other, but the match took place about a decade ago in New Japan, so the match would be brand new to most of the WWE audience. Joe and Lesnar have never wrestled a match against each other, and it's a match most WWE fans have been dying to see ever since Joe arrived in NXT. We're roughly 6 months away from WrestleMania, and Vince McMahon is known to change things pretty frequently with WrestleMania. So even though Lesnar vs. Shane is the plan for next spring's big event right now, it could change. It may not end up happening, and who knows? Maybe we'll end up seeing Joe vs. Lesnar that everybody has been begging for. And to add to this entire thing, man, I want to say this. Vince McMahon knows the product is not heading in the right direction. And there were rumors going around, this is according to Cage Side Seats. These guys, I don't know how credible they are or where they get their information from, but they have a report on Vince McMahon's mindset regarding everything. If you are a fan that watches Raw, hoping that the product will improve, there might be some good news for you and me, because there have been talks about making changes to the show. The company will publicly downplay the ratings, like I mentioned, when they are low, but Vince McMahon was upset with the record low viewership for the September 27th show. It's funny because everybody knew that that show would get slaughtered by the presidential debate, but McMahon was still upset with the number. The bigger problem is the Raw viewership is that they've slowly dipped over the years, and they continue to drop far more than expected this season with Monday Night Football. On this week's episode of Raw, when Rusev kicked Roman Reigns into the crowd, I don't know if you guys heard it, because I didn't. Michael Cole said that he was kicked into the WWE fans. Now, the word fans was replaced by universe several years ago, but it was dropped this week, and it was not a mistake on Michael Cole's part. WWE's verbal words that they get across to the announcers, that they feed the announcers from gorilla position, they are absolutely fucking cringeworthy, man. Honestly. That one right there might be the worst one out of them all. Universe. The WWE Universe. You know, the fact that they don't mention wrestling on their show. They call it sports entertainment. I always hated that, man. Always. You have a ring. You have a fucking square that you guys wrestle in and you perform in. Right? What do you do in there? I mean, you perform in magic? Are you fucking getting a blowjob from your wife? What the fuck are you doing in the ring? You are in combat sports here. You're fucking slamming each other, punching each other, flipping off the top rope, submissions. You are a professional wrestler. Okay? If I want sports entertainment, I'll go watch fucking football, being that the entire fucking league is probably rigged from the fucking worst team in the league all the way up to the team that they already have penned in for the Super Bowl. Give me a break. All these other sports are just as rigged as fucking WWE, but what those guys do, just like all these other sports, it looks real to you on television, but what they do are wrestling. What these guys do is wrestling. You know? And I know I'll have some fucking asshole, JD, how can you say Monday Night Football, and NBA, and baseball is all rigged? Give me a break. Give me a break. I've been watching fucking Atlanta Braves baseball for 27 years, man. Seriously. Honestly. All I need to do is go back to the fucking game where Levon Hernandez was fucking striking out McGriff and Grissom and Lemke and all these other fucking guys looking at the fucking umpire, Eric Gregg, that fat motherfucker. I knew it was rigged from that fucking series, man. This guy, Levon Hernandez, was throwing fucking curveballs 19 inches off the plate. Levon Hernandez and fucking Eric Gregg punching him out. Are you fucking kidding me? Honestly. And you mean to tell me that I'm going to watch this and think, okay, well, the Braves lost. The Braves lost because they are the far less inferior team to the Florida Marlins back when that happened. Give me a fucking break, dude. That's all I need to say about that. That's all I need to fucking think back on. Is baseball legit? Fuck no. Absolutely fuck no. And the last fucking debacle that they had with the fucking St. Louis Cardinals, where Brian McMahon was at the plate and he fucking blooped an infield fly in between two guys. It was an infielder and an outfielder. Oh, the referee or the umpire. Doesn't count. Infield fly. What? I wish you guys were fucking watching me explode right here in my bedroom as I called my brother. Awful. Yeah, but baseball is not fixed though, right? Professional sports is not fixed though. These guys are just as fucking fake as the WWE outcomes, dude. Give me a break. Give me a break. And Eric Gregg is no longer with us. Fuck you. Seriously. I never wish death upon anybody, but that guy in that instance, in that scenario, in that game, in that year, fuck him. Hope he's fucking rotten in hell. Motherfucker. Braves should have went on to win the World Series that year, yet they got fucking ousted by Levon Hernandez and his fucking 19-inch off the plate fucking strikes. Fuck out of here. Motherfucker. Anyway. Don't know how we went off in this fucking tangent about fucking Levon Hernandez and the Florida Marlins and the Atlanta Braves, but speaking of which, the fucking wording is brutal, man. It is absolutely brutal. Universe, fucking pro wrestling is not mentioned. It's for sports entertainment. Several years ago, it was dropped. This week, it was not a mistake on Cole's part. The idea is that they realize that some of the verbiage is brutal to listen to. That's an understatement. So they are attempting to make changes. Will they stick? Who the fuck knows? Probably not. You know, maybe it was a 1 week thing. I don't know. But with WWE, you never know. But it's good to hear that they are at least trying to change the way the announcers come off when announcing on Monday Night Raw. This week's Raw rebounded with a still well below average from what they are getting used to during Monday Night Football. So they are still in the dumps, and hopefully Vince McMahon changes way more than what we're hearing with the announcers. Everything needs to be changed about Monday Night Raw, man. But that is where everybody, that's where pretty much everybody is right now as far as this entire Goldberg, Lesnar, McMahon saga. It's all over the place, honestly. It really is all over the place. And that's pretty much all I got, man. That's pretty much all I got for this block of news. I'm going to hold off on everything else because I don't have a lot. I really don't have a lot else, man. We got the news on Del Rio, and was he stabbed? Was he not stabbed? Was Paige present? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, man. Backstage news on TNA. We'll talk about that. Update on why Sasha Banks beat Charlotte for the Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw. We got backstage details on the Spirit Squad, why they were on Smackdown, and Ziggler hinting at retirement. We'll go over all that in part 3. If I hear anything else about No Mercy, obviously I will let you guys know. I will update you in videos, No Mercy specific videos. So make sure you guys tune into that, man. If you missed anything on my channel, man, please, I urge you. All you got to do is go to my homepage, man. Go to my YouTube dashboard and click on that bell, man. I cannot urge you guys enough. I'm going to mention this in every fucking video. Because I sit here for hours at a time, man, giving you guys me and my free time to record this shit. And I'm not getting the view. Off the script, it started off, usually I hit fucking 2,000 views in 1 hour, man. It took me all fucking day to accumulate the proper numbers of what's going on, man. And you guys came to the channel because you knew it was going to be there. But nobody was notified of it. Go to the bell and make sure you guys are notified about Off the Script. Notify yourself. Click on that box and say, listen, I want to be notified for all the content on this channel. There's no reason why my 2K16 videos are doing so poorly, man. You remember when I did the King of the Ring tournament? That King of the Ring tournament where AJ Styles won it, man? Each video was getting like fucking 8,000 to 10,000 views. There's no reason why my 2K16 videos, the way that they're presented and made to look so professional, why they're getting fucking 2,000 to 3,000 views, man. There's no reason. I mean, where are the other 7,000 fucking people? You can't be fucking burying your head in a school book yet, at least. I don't know. But if you guys are missing any content, man, make sure you're fucking notified. Check the description, man. I update you guys on everything in the description. If you missed anything, it's always there, or it's always in the video, man. I update a Lucha Underground, NXT review, Smackdown review, Raw review. It's all there, man. So make sure you guys go check it out. Patreon, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, JD from NY206. Same thing on Twitter. Follow me at JD from NY206. If you guys want the t-shirt, you guys know what to do. Barbershop Window, Off the Script, official partner. You guys know the deal about that. Wrestle Crate, Wrestle Rumble. You got Loot Crate, Slam Crate. Use the coupon codes. Loot Crate's coupon code is JD from NY. Wrestle Crate is JD sent me. So 10% off. Both great boxes, man. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. And as always, I will be back on Sunday, No Mercy Sunday, with more great WWE news and rumors. And hopefully we will talk about literally everything that has to do with the biggest stories in WWE. Hopefully we have some No Mercy news as well. So until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see you right back here on Sunday morning for part 3. I'm JD, and I'll talk to you guys later.